Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ray Ann Show. On May 13th, the Seattle City Council held a meeting that devolved into chaos. Why, you ask? Well, Council Member Moore sponsored legislation that would change how the city's ethics code operates. Currently, council members must recuse themselves if pending legislation presents a conflict of interest. If Councilmember Moore has her way, they would only have to disclose the conflict of interest, not step aside. Needless to say, these changes do not sit well with many Seattleites. One such person is Shama Sawant, the former Socialist council member who left public office to start Worker Strike Back. The group describes itself, and I quote, as an independent movement organizing on the streets and in our workplaces against the billionaires and their political servants. Sawant and the other activists she backs used the public comment section of the meeting to air their grievances and to raise slogans. Watch this clip.
Worker Strike Back is organizing not only to defeat these attacks, but also to make sure everyone who votes for them pays the maximum political price, including the end of your political careers. When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up! When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up!
Any Democrat who votes in favor of repealing the ethics law should be immediately thrown out of office. For the thousandth time, we see that they can either trust Democrats or Republicans for representing working people, which is why we need our own independent party.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up! When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? Stand up!
I'm just letting this go on. I do not want to take the time in the middle of this meeting to take a recess or to wait for people to be escorted out or to leave out on their own for going against the ground rules that I established, so I'm just going to let this go on. So, go ahead.
This City Council meeting has been an exercise in disgusting and empty performative gestures. There was a proclamation about respecting older Americans. Flip the script on aging, says Kathy Moore, the very Democrat who has brought the bill to repeal the ethics laws on behalf of billionaire landlords, repealing renters' rights that will skyrocket the already bad rate of evictions. According to the evictions lab at Princeton University, around 1 in every 9 renters threatened with eviction every year. Almost 830,000 people are over the age of 50, and statistics are even more frightening when we look at poor and low-wage adults, older adults who don't have access to pensions and are forced to work till they die. You had Councilmember Saka talk about foster kids, wax eloquent, and talk about the foster care to homelessness pipeline. Do you know how many children will get evicted? How many more children will get evicted if the renters' rights are repealed? That is why we say, when renters' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up!
When renters' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up!
And let's be clear, the real reason Sarah Nelson is not taking this out is not to save time, it's because she knows she's not able to do it.
Note for the record that this is disruptive behavior, that there's been repeated disregard for the council rules, and I'm asking that you take action on this to note a record.
Yeah, your disregard for renters is amazing. Your disregard for working people is amazing.
That's
Your disregard for ethics and democracy is amazing.
That's right.
What's out of order is your attempt to repeal renters' rights.
That's right.
This is your last.
For what?
Please leave the chamber.
This is the public space.
This has been a disruptive
These chambers don't belong to you, they belong to the public.
That's right.
That's right.
engaging in disruptive behavior by prohibiting the normal the flow of our meeting to continue. So
You're the
please
one
stop.
slowing down the meeting. Why don't you call it the next public comment?
Again, point of personal privilege. These comments are disruptive to the order of the council. They are not addressed to the agenda. Again, making a
You're
record
disrupting
that
working
this is
people's
disruptive
lives.
behavior. And I would ask my colleagues to join in making
Yes.
a record that this is disruptive behavior.
We are making a record that you are selling out working and poor people.
This is exactly So we are now at an impasse, see, because I recognize my colleague that, yes, we are, there are, the rules, council rules are being broken through this disruptive behavior that is prohibiting the, don't interrupt, the continuation of our meeting. However, we still have everything on our agenda to get through. And I hesitate to go through the whole rigmarole of this back and forth and then asking you to leave and then having security help you leave, etc., etc. And so that is the situation.
As you can see, my beloved viewers, tempers flared. Eventually, Councilmember Nelson tried to trespass the unruly activists. What happened next will shock you.
That's what we need, not a tax on renters, not a tax on renters and poor people in the city. The Democrats should be ashamed of themselves, and we need a new party for working people.
Will security please remove the people that have been disrupting the meeting and breaking council rules?
Alright, so this pretty much this whole group, I didn't hear Mr. Rose, she's asking that y'all leave.
Yes.
No, again, asking that y'all leave because she's requesting that y'all leave.
I'm not questioning. Yeah, we get this.
Alright, but them refusing to leave,
I know.
you want us to call police.
I will call a 3-minute recess.
Cowards! Why don't you want to listen to us?
Recess. 5 minutes.
While the council was in recess, the Socialists carried on. Here is footage that you won't see on Seattle's public television.
We need to make sure that the next time that they're talking about this ethics law, which I assume is the next committee meeting, we need to be there in even larger numbers. And then in the council meeting after that, even larger numbers. We need to make sure that we make it very clear to them that there will be an enormous political price to pay. That's the way that we won these laws. That's the only way we're going to defend it. And the reason we defended 15 last year was the same thing. We scared the crap out of them. They're not happy right now about the fact that we're here, but they're going to be a lot less happy if we have 500 people here next week or the week after that. And so we have to build toward that. And so we have to get far better organized because we can defeat this, but it's going to take us coming here in larger numbers and being equally out, equally loud. And we shouldn't take all this shit about, well, this is disruptive what you're doing. I mean, as we've said here already, what is disruptive is evicting thousands of people, which is what they're trying to do.
That's right.
It will have a deadly effect on people. And so we can't listen to their crap about how this is disruptive to their meeting. Because what's really disruptive is what the effect that this is going to have on ordinary people's lives.
Who here can come to the next public comment? And crucially, well, first, who can come to the next public comment?
Robin said that last year, some of these same Democrats, many of them actually who were also there last year, tried to repeal, they tried to dismantle our $15 an hour victory. And on the face of it, it was going to be a very sort of localized type of attack, but we know what it was. If they had succeeded in that, they were going to use that at the thin edge of the wedge to dismantle the $15 an hour victory as a whole. And we have to remember how historic that was. That wage today, because we won inflation increases along with that wage, today is $20.76. It is the highest in any major city in the nation. And that happened because we fought back. It did not happen because there were different Democrats who were nicer. No, I was on the dais on that day when that vote happened. And it happened because we won our Socialist City Council election in Seattle in 2013, defeating the council president at that time who had voted against paid sick leave. And we launched the 15 Now movement a few weeks after I took office. And when I took office, 2 of the Democrats came to my office, sat me down, and told me, you may have, it's well and good that you rabble-roused your way into City Hall, but we are here to tell you that City Hall runs on our terms, and you are not going to win any minimum wage increase, let alone 15. Less than 6 months later, we had won 15, forcing every single one of them to vote yes. time and time again, we have seen that we have, as working people, the power to build our movements, push back against the Democratic Party, against corporate landlords, against big business, against the Chamber of Commerce, against Wall Street, and win. That's how we won the Hands of 15 campaign last year and defended the $15 an hour victory. And I agree with everybody who's here from Workers' Strike Back who has said that every single Democrat who stands against workers and renters deserves to be thrown out of office. But we have to also be clear, this is about the Democratic Party as a whole. That is why Workers' Strike Back stands for building a new mass party for working people, because right now it is very hard for working people to tell the difference between Trump and the Republicans on the one hand and Democrats on the other. Who is carrying out budget cuts that are affecting working and poor people? Yes, it's Trump, but it's also Democrats. In the state of Washington, you're seeing a Democratic governor, Bob Ferguson, and a Democratic-dominated House and Senate carry out eye-watering cuts worth billions of dollars, attack the public sector unions, and attempt to defund programs that are relied upon by some of the most vulnerable people in our community. Who is thumbing their nose at ethics? Trump is, but so are the Democrats right here. So if you look at every kind of issue, you see that the Democratic Party is also a representative of big business and the wealthy. No wonder 60 to 69% of working people in the US think that both the Democrats and the Republicans are completely out of touch with the lives of ordinary people. And that is why working people need a new party, and we also should see through what the Democrats do. I mean, if you look at the state budget and the state laws that are being passed by the state legislature, you'll see a few quote-unquote good Democrats pass a few crumbs here and there, and then they'll go and celebrate with these NGOs saying, oh look, we won a few dollars here for this community, we won a few dollars here, there for that community. But what is the big picture scenario? The big picture scenario is that those so-called good Democrats are useful ploys for the Democratic Party as a whole, to use as a fig leaf for the overall agenda of the Democratic Party. And that is why we cannot trust any Democrat, good cop or bad cop. We need a new party for working people.
That's right.
So the powers are
Upon returning from recess, the council president attempted to restore orders, but her efforts were thwarted by her very own colleagues.
Thank you very much. We will we will recommence public comment. If there is the disruptive behavior after this public commenter, I will then end public comment, because per our rules, public comment shall not exceed 20 minutes. We go over that all the time, but I'm just, we're going to get through this business, and if that is what comes to pass, we'll just continue with our meeting after that eventuality. So, who is next in the on the list to give?
As currently written, the code prohibits council members from performing any official duty when it would appear to a reasonable person that their judgment is impaired due to either personal or business relationship, or that the council member must disqualify himself or herself from acting or participating from any such matters.
Go ahead, please.
When veterans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When veterans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
I'm ending public comment. We have gotten to the end of our time limit. I did warn that
Let
this
him
is the
speak!
one.
Let him speak! 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 Let him speak!
Behavior that is out of order in this meeting cannot proceed until order is restored, and that appears to be the case over and over again. So, council members will leave chambers to participate remotely from the rest of this. Go ahead.
Council President, I object to this. If we simply just get through public comment,
This looks really bad for you guys.
we can get this meeting on our way. The escalation of the way that you have managed public comment for the last 17 months is clearly escalating this. I'm not necessarily agreeing or disagreeing. I do not condone disruptions in the chambers. However, I do condone free speech. Free speech is something that's important. I don't condone disruptions.
Thank you
and I
very
think we
much.
just need to get
I appreciate your comment. Did you want to say? I heard.
I just think
Councilmember
we
Ring.
need to keep going.
Simply wanted to concur with Councilmember Strauss's notion. Let's continue with the public comment and hear everyone today.
Councilmember.
Go ahead.
President? Yeah, I disagree. I think we need to follow our rules, otherwise there's no point in having rules. And we
Stop trying to repeal your own rules, Kathy!
Application of the council rules. I support you wholeheartedly in this move. I also want to take objection to the personal attacks on your leadership style. This is not the time or place to be making those comments. We're handling this in the best way possible, and those comments need to be kept offline. Thank you.
Council President,
Yes.
a point of personal privilege. I just want to say that I wholeheartedly support free speech, and that means everyone needs to be afforded the opportunity to speak, and every time there is an outburst, it actually doesn't afford everyone the opportunity to speak. So if people come to chambers to give public comment, they need to be respectful so that we can hear everyone, because when you are disruptive, we cannot hear everyone. And so I do support your authority as council president to do what you must in order to make sure that we have not chaos in the chamber. So if people want to speak, I support. If they're not going to be disruptive, continuation with public comment. But if there's going to be continued disruption, then we can't get through public comment and let alone our business. So this really is back to the folks that show up for public comment, whether they're going to be respectful and allow everyone to speak.
Are you going to
I
be
understand.
respectful to
All in
working
favor,
people?
we're going to take a vote. I move that we continue with public comment. If you say aye, then we continue with public comment. If you say nay, we end public comment. Please call the roll. Go ahead.
The motion before the body is to continue public comment. If you vote yes, it is to continue it. If you vote no, it is to discontinue public comment.
With the understanding that no more disruption so we can get through everyone.
Right. Okay.
Councilmember Strauss.
Yes.
Councilmember Hollingsworth.
Yes.
Councilmember Kettle.
Abstain.
Councilmember Moore.
No.
Councilmember Rink.
Yes.
Councilmember Rivera.
Yes.
Councilmember Saka.
Yes.
Council President Nelson.
I will go with the majority. All right. It appears that the will of the body is to continue, so I vote yes. All right.
6 in favor, 1 opposed, 1 abstain.
Please proceed.
Madam Council President, point of personal privilege. I support that one more time, and then if this outburst, this circus continues, I 100% defer to your judgment if you want to unilaterally make a decision to do whatever we need to do.
You're calling working and working
I try to draw a line, and then there is equivocation, and now you are saying we're going to proceed, but if things get dicey, then
It's what we go in.
After the vote, the disruptions continued, and most of the council members left the chambers to finish the meeting remotely. But 2 members stayed behind to speak with the crowd.
He wants to leave or repeal the bill.
Let us speak! 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 Let us speak!
Then we will be moving into a different location. So under pursuant to Public Meetings Act, RCW 42, 2:30:50. This meeting will adjourn, and we will then, no, we're not ready.
Let her speak! Let her speak! Let her speak!
Do you care about public comment?
I just want you to know, you woke me up on my like, yeah, I want a stoner haze to come down here and just let you guys know, you shaking shit up, you heard. I'm gonna come back with all my friends next time, and what they said stands true.
You can
Have another vote and vote you out. Especially that Miss Moore, she was downright rude. Thinking she knows about laws and then trying to repeal the laws that protect us. Cowards!
Cowards! Cowards! Cowards! Would either of you like to take a position now against this ethics law?
I'm happy to. I'm proud because I was the first of my colleagues to speak out against this. I know not everybody reads the Seattle Times, but I came out against it the moment this dropped. And so I'm proud to say that. I also proceeded to provide comment from South Seattle Emerald to post about it on social media and get the word out because this is egregious. This is an egregious attack on this it's an egregious attack on our institutions in a moment where democracy is so fragile. It is egregious that we are attacking and trying to lower our ethical standards here on the city council. So I won't stand for it. I'll be voting no.
And thank you, Alexis! Thank you, Alexis! I really appreciate that you're speaking out against the attempt to repeal the ethics laws. Can you also publicly say that you support all the renters' rights we have won and that you will not support any of the attempts to repeal the renters' rights? But I also think, and I'm speaking as my own, because I have served on the city council, so I know that this can be done. I use my office not just to vote the correct way and vote alongside working people, but I use my office to actually organize working people and build movements. Will you do that with your office? You've been endorsed by labor union members. I think you owe it to them.
I'm sorry, we got it back. No offense.
Renter on this body, I will not be supporting any legislation that is going to roll back renter protections.
We also need maximum turnout here next week. We need a music platform to call on working people to come out next Tuesday for public comment to speak out against it.
Mr. Strauss, do you care to take a position against this attack on ethics laws?
I said what I said on the record.
What was that, real quick? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes or no! Yes or no! Yes or no! Yes or no!
You can do a thumbs up or thumbs down.
True. You can multitask.
You're not signed up for my newsletter, right?
You can tell us now.
That was way more words than yes or no.
Come on, yes or no?
Hey!
Come on, you can do
Sorry,
it.
I'm going back to my job. Otherwise,
This is your job. This is your job. Come on.
So arrogant.
Do you support the repealing of ethics laws? Are you opposed? Are you opposed?
Okay.
You're opposed.
You also oppose the attacks on renters'
all right,
rights?
Calvin. I have to pay attention.
That was a lot more words than yes or no. We'll be back! 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 Dharma requires that I maintain the decorum expected of a journalist, but I do share the protesters' concern. Now is not the time for our elected officials to be lowering their standards. Let's take a look at what is going on in this country. Our president is about to receive a private jet from an unelected monarch whose country is powered by degenerate millionaires and slave labor. The last president's son got executive jobs and sold artwork for tens of thousands of dollars despite having the qualifications or the talent to engage in either activity, all while making sure the big guy got his share. My beloved viewers, the load-bearing studs of our republic are rotting as we speak, and if we let this decay continue, the roof will collapse on all of us. Trust in our institutions is at an all-time low. That's why it's imperative for our leaders to avoid the appearance of impropriety. Loosening the city's ethic rules will only sow distrust among the masses. This program reached out to each and every member of the city council for comment, but so far no one has immediately responded.
but that's okay. I wish to thank all of our viewers for watching, and if you like this program and you want to support local journalism around the Puget Sound area, please subscribe. Until next time, may the gods bless you all and be safe.